Sound check 1 2 1 2. Welcome in to another SR51 media stream. I am your host, SR51. Hopefully you're having a good day today. If you're not, hopefully it turns around for you. Today is Thursday. Okay. Thursday of the week. Later today, I'm pretty sure we're supposed to be getting some Madden information. Myself personally, I'm really looking forward to it. You know, as you can tell, big Madden streamer. In my opinion, the best Madden streamer. Let's clarify that. The best franchise Madden streamer on TikTok. You heard it right here. But yeah, the one thing I wanted to say too, for a couple of people that were like, basically, oh yeah, we lost to the Rams last night. Well, we didn't lose. We went not. Me and the Cowboys tied it up 30-30. So now I got a rebound from that. And sorry for the delay on the stream. I actually had to dip out to replace my controller, and I ended up with a new Xbox Elite that goes along with my computer that I have now. So it works out pretty well, something where you can basically take it with you on the go to using a computer or a laptop or Surface or phone or whatever, but at the same time still have premium quality. Myself personally, I always buy the Elites. I probably won't get another one of these. I'll probably buy the Elite Series 3 when that comes out. They said it should be around the same price as the regular Elite, so we'll see. As far as any information I found out about Madden, for anybody that's wondering, college football and Madden, college football's cover was released, and Madden's cover was released a couple of days ago. They said that when they do this conference today, that they should be giving us more information on it. Now, the one thing I'm waiting to hear is, supposedly, there's supposed to be a service that may be added to Madden and college football, which is something where you pay a monthly membership through, I guess, your Xbox or PlayStation or whatever, and then you get access to, what's the name of that thing there? You get access to the games, the good editions right out the bat every time they come out, but you just gotta keep your subscription going. Myself personally, if I had to guess how that's gonna go down, when you do the math, where's my phone? When you do the math, because I highly doubt they charge you more than what the games cost themselves. Hold on, gotta check messages. Okay. I highly doubt they charge you more than what the games cost themselves. So if they charge you, say, 15 with tax, right? They don't consider the tax part of their price. And you do that on a 12 scale, you're looking at about $180, which is how much the package would cost if you bought it separately. Now, if they wanted to go higher than that and say, okay, because we're giving you the deluxe editions, and they went to the 20, you're only looking at $240. So I think myself that the percentages are gonna, hold on 1 second, because I turned down my volume for something that I don't need to. Okay, it's up. 9 times out of 10, I'm pretty sure they're not gonna charge you something that costs more than I'm pretty sure they're not gonna charge you something that costs more than the games itself. So I can see between, I think, Xbox Game Pass right now is at about $20, $20 or so. Ubisoft, the only reason why, nothing against Ubisoft, but the only reason why I don't have the Ubisoft subscription is because I have all the games I want from Ubisoft. Whereas with Madden, all right, Manny, I see you when you get back. And shout out to my moderator, Manny. Be sure to go on over to his channel, sub up, great content creator as well. The only reason why I don't have the Ubisoft subscription is because I buy Assassin's Creed when they come out. I do the same thing with Madden, but if I can get like over here with the coaching strategy, right? Like if I could get more coaching points like every month just for having a service, that's enough for me. But the time for talking is over. Okay. So let's get on out here. We made a couple trades before the season was over. Let's see what we got here. At QB, we have Jalen Hurts. Tua Tagovailoa is going to be over Shadari Sanders. So we got the Alabama backs, the Alabama boys, and Shadari Sanders. At halfback, we got Saquon Barkley and my man Dylan Lennon, the rookie. Fullback, we got Patrick Ricard. Wide receiver, we have Devontae Smith, Garrett Wilson, T-Mac, the newly acquired Denzel McGee, and starving Marvin Harrison Jr. At tight end, we have Dallas Goedert, Kyle Pitts, and Antoine Mack. The Mack is back, right? At left tackle, we got Jordan Mailata, Christian Dorso. Left guard, we have Quentin Nelson, Landon Dickerson. At center, we have, well, hold on now. Cam Jurgens is back. So we have Cam Jurgens starting with the up-and-coming Wayne Bell-Bill-DeVoe at center. Right guard, we have Chris Lindstrom and Mateus. Right tackle, we have Lane Johnson with the training up Joe Alt behind him. At left edge, we have T.J. Watt, Nolan Smith, and Chase Young. At right edge, we have Max Crosby, Josh Sweat, and Jonathan Gennard. At defensive tackle, we have Big Jalen Carter, Jeffrey Simmons, Vita Vea, Jordan Davis, and Ed Oliver. At Sam linebacker, we got Leo Chenal, J.O.K., and Isaiah. At Mike, we have Devin Lloyd, Jahad Campbell, and Sean Peppers. At Will, we have Zach Bond, Matt Milano, and Jahad Campbell helping out on the will. At cornerback, we have Sauce Garner, Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, Christian Benford, and Kool-Aid McKinstry. At free safety, we have Minkah Fitzpatrick. At strong safety, we have Eric Long. Okay. JOK, I think that, if I remember correctly, JOK wanted to start, and I think that, I don't know if this is going to like mess with his morale or anything, but let me go and check and see if, because he is no longer the starting Sam, does that like mess with his overall and his rankings and stuff like that? Okay, so he would progress further if he was starting on the depth chart, and I only have one for him. So as much as I like him, I'm going to look and see, was there any like, okay, so I have the number 1 and the number 2 Sam linebackers in the NFL. So we could take a step down from him. They have Damian Fells. I feel like Damian would actually work better with us because we have a big market. We have a franchise quarterback. He's also a day 1 starter. He is ranked as the number 4 ranked strong safety in the NFL so far. He's a run stopper, which is something that I kind of wanted to beef up a little bit. And then there's Gavin Fletcher. Gavin is actually a normal, so I wouldn't trade for him. JOK is a star as well. To move somebody like that, you might have to move a first. 9 times out of 10, sometimes you have to move a first to do that. I also wanted to see who is the best edge rusher as a rookie that came out in this year's draft. So that would be and I like Abdul Carter from the Giants, but I feel like it's going to get ugly. I don't know what it is, but I just feel like it's going to get ugly with the excuse me. It's going to get ugly with the NFL in a little bit. You know, we all going to start tearing each other's heads off, and certain people that are not actually, you know, Eagles may not be the right choice. So we have Chet Lafort. He is a normal. I wouldn't trade for him. We're looking for, so he's the best one to come out. Let me see. He's the best one to come out in rating wise. And then below him would be Santiago Gonzalez. He's a star. Block shedding isn't really that good. For you to give up JOK, I feel like it needs to be somebody that can, I feel like it needs to be somebody like the 80s, 90s, but we can look and see that guy's hurt, so it doesn't matter what he is. That guy's hurt. And then the next guy up would be Carson Watkins. Carson is also a normal. Okay, so the edge rusher, there wasn't really a lot of new edge rushers that came out. Let's see what we have in the Darren Yoke. One step closer to the big ring. Go. The first rookie that came out of this year's draft, Latu is actually hurt. He is going to be hurt for, they say that he has a dislocated shoulder. He'll be out for a while. I'm mainly looking for the rookies that came out in this year's draft to see who's the best. How you been? I've been very well. You know, got the chance to kind of hit the streets a little bit just now, get some McDonald's, buy some stuff. I'm downloading games onto my Xbox Rogue IX. Probably gonna take the wife out when she gets out of work here in a little bit. So everything's working out pretty well. Rafael Torres. He is also a star, but I would like to, if I'm gonna like trade anybody, I would like to trade them for somebody that I know is like either equal to them or you don't want to go down in positions. Corey Woodward from the Cowboys, he's also a star. So there's not really. Oh, and what team am I using? I'm using the Philadelphia Eagles currently in franchise mode. Yeah, so this year, a lot of the edge rushers that came out weren't necessarily like, then there's this guy, but he's a 76. Okay. So yeah, there wasn't a really lot of premier edge rushers like that. I feel that with JOK not wanting to be here, I think that I'm a big fan, even though I know he plays for the Giants, and to me, the static between the Eagles is more everybody in the NFL now, and not so much tailored to the Giants or the Cowboys. And I like the way that Abdul Carter stepped up against his quarterback. So what I would say is a lateral trade, which I don't know if they'll go for it or not. But first off, give me a second while I turn the trade deadline off so that way I can make this happen. Okay. Trade deadline's off. Okay, so okay, didn't click in. Maybe I gotta go to him and see. Okay, where does he rank on the Giants? Okay, Abdul Carter is really not that high on their team. He's a superstar. He is better than what's his name? He is better than JOK. I don't know if they would be willing to trade him or what they would want if they trade him. They said they're looking for a will side linebacker. I would like to rather lose somebody like Matt Milano and be down Matt Milano, because I feel like with Matt Milano, he's a superstar too. But at the same time, Matt is a little bit on the older side. So having a younger Abdul Carter for Matt Milano would work out better. And I could keep JOK as a backup. But I feel like with JOK is 26 and Matt Milano's 32. So let's see. I don't know how far out they would want to go with this, but yeah, they're not necessarily interested in that. Okay, if I wanted to keep Matt Milano because he has a better traits and abilities, what if I was to send you JOK? Okay. So it's basically one way or another when it comes to Abdul Carter. The Giants don't really want to part ways with him. So let's see, what kind of picks do I have? If I give up my 21st or 25th, 24th or 25th, I would have one first round pick left. But let's see. Would they trade him for a first round pick? What about a first round pick and say JOK? Okay. So Abdul is not able to be picked up. It's not a problem. I was a little hesitant to do it anyway because of it being a what you call it? I was a little bit hesitant to do it anyway because of it being a what's the name of that guy? A premier player like that. Devin Bush is turning out pretty well. I don't think there's any other. There's Fusade. I might be able to trade for Fusade and bring him back for say a second. I don't know how much they value him. Let's see here. I'd offer a third first to see where we are with the third. Okay, the third didn't really move it. How about a second? Okay, so if I was to put, say, a player with this, I might be able to get Fusade back on the team. And linebackers are really light nowadays. I'm trying to think. I got everything really right where I want it. We are rolling as a team, so I'm kind of a little bit hesitant on how I go about this. What if I was to put a third with it? Would it be able to work that way if I gave you like a second and a third? Okay. So I can do picks. Okay, that's even better. 237. Okay. And I got a superstar linebacker back for a second, a third, and a seventh. They didn't really value him that much, which does help the team. We are one player over now because of that. And then let me see. I think Fusade really liked being here. Yeah, him and Milano are tied for block, just because his demeanor is very I mean, he's very good at pass coverage, but he's not really a linebacker guy in my opinion. Let's see where let's see before we trade him away, let's see what somebody would offer for him. It's a lot of regular trades for him that I don't necessarily think are worth it in my opinion. I think he's more valuable on the team, whether he has a problem that he's not starting or not. But we would have to make a decision to get rid of at least one person. I feel that with having like Ed Oliver's nice, right? But I feel like with working that trade out where we ended up getting Jeffrey Simmons, and then let's see how he feels about being here. Yeah, Jeff has 2 out of 3. Ed has 2 out of 3 as well. Nobody gets traded from the line. We just built that up. Wide receivers running 5. You can't go lighter than 5. What's up with Shadori? Because I remember Shadori Sanders. Like, I like him as a guy, but he wants the highest value offer. Okay, he's about to be a 70. Has a pretty good arm. Top 28 quarterback in the NFL. I like him. What is the offense? What is the offense looking like? The offense looks pretty good. We're 9-2-1. I got tied up with the Cowboys last night because I was a little tired when I ended up playing them. What I'm thinking is, even though JOK is like very nice, I feel like his demeanor is going to keep him from elevating to a higher level. So if we was to come over to say Damian Fells, right, and I was to maybe offer them JOK, I'm pretty sure I might be able to get JOK because he's number 2 and Fells is number 5. And Fells is only 21 years old. He's only been in the league. He's a rookie, and he's already he came in as a number 4 strong side linebacker in the NFL. He is a run first, but has a little bit of pass coverage to him. He has a 91 acceleration, 91 tackle, good hit power, good speed. His play recognition is at 83 already in his first year. His health is at 97. Stamina is at 87. Motivation and tags, we do have a big market. We also have a franchise quarterback. We won't have the one weather state, but we'll have the 2 out of 3. Yeah, it just depends on whether or not they would want to trade Fells. I would like to see if I could get him for JOK and keep Ed Oliver. But at the same time, let's see if we can get him for because let's see where is Ed Oliver. Does he want to be here? That's Jordan Davis. Does Ed Oliver want to be here? Because if he's more than so he's more than JOK. So let's see if we were to do straight up, like say JOK for this guy, how interested would they be? Hold on one second. That's their draft picks. Yeah, let's do it straight up and see how they would feel. Okay. So also to make another hit, I would say as much as like I like Matt Milano is on the older side. So maybe what we could do is do Matt Milano as well. And then that would put us under the 53. And we would have like more young talent. And I would be able to keep Ed Oliver at defensive tackle. Because that way I have 2 speedsters. I have Jalen Carter at speed, Ed Oliver at speed. And I also have Vita Vea and Jeffrey Simmons and Jordan Davis. So let's see what they would feel now. Okay. I like Ed Oliver, but these are a lot of like Bills and players like that. And I would be trading them out of the division. Oh, snaps. That's Jordan Davis. Hold on now. I would be trading them out of the division, and it also opens up another spot for me to maybe use a 1st round pick to go get somebody else. So they're not going to trade that first. So let's see if we can get a 28 first. Okay. Let's see if we can get a 29 first. Okay. So they don't feel as though they want to give up any first. So how about 2/3 and a second next year? Okay. Take off the second. Take off the second, third. Straight up for Damian Fells, the number 4 ranked Sam side linebacker in the NFL. Would I be willing to do that? I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'd be willing to do that. Okay. So probably going to have to put some sort of pick with it to get this one done. Maybe a 6. Okay. So I need to go grab a free agent real quick and bust a quick trade. And also, let me see who's on a practice squad. Like, is there anybody that needs to be brought up? We could do to replace what's his name? Um to replace Ed Oliver, we can bring up my man right here, who is he likes a franchise quarterback and historic championships. They call him Adonis. Adonis Richardson, 6'2", 285, speed rusher, nose tackle, and power. So he has a little bit of speed and a little bit of nose tackle to him. His play recognition's at about 77, finesse is at 80. Speed is pretty good. He is a top 31 defensive tackle. I like him, right? But I'm also wondering, is there anybody else that would work better than besides him? I would say, okay, we have another will side linebacker that we can bring up, Jack Kaiser. Kaiser's play recognition needs to be worked on a little bit. And yeah, we would still have a first round pick. So, well, we would still have 2 first round picks actually. So being down a person, I could always probably use a first on somebody that is different. So we're gonna go ahead and grab a free agent. Let's just grab Aaron Jones. And let's grab that other boy too, that other running back. And let's go ahead and bring both of them on. Look for a team that's looking for 2 running backs. Trade both of them away for hopefully like a second or a third, which could prevent me from having to use some of the players that I'm using. Yeah, let's go to halfback, Aaron Jones, and let's go to trade away. And then let's put this other guy with him. And let's see who steps up. Nobody? Okay, so we're looking for somebody that's looking for a halfback. I'd rather trade him out the division. We can go with the Bengals. And let's see if they come up off of 2, 3, 4. See how much we can get off of them. Okay. How about 2, 3? How about 2? Okay. How about 3? Okay. So I was able to get the 3rd round pick. So now this 3rd round pick plus the players I'm going to send over to the Bills for that excuse me. The trade that I'm going to send over to the Bills would be for Fells. I feel like he's really rising. And just to double check everything, run stopper, which I definitely need. Looking to shut down the run. We was getting run on a little bit last game. Play recognition is good. Block shedding is way high for a linebacker, so he's going to be able to cut the lines and get to people. Impact blocking, his injury is good. Stamina is good. Toughness, agility. He is, one thing, a big market, which we have, and a franchise quarterback, which we have. It won't be a warm weather state, but I'm pretty sure everything else, he's okay that it's not warm. It's not Hawaii or nothing. So let's do, that way we know we're trading them out of the division. Let's do JOK and Matt Milano and Ed Oliver and a 3rd and a 6th. Or let's keep the 6th and see if we can just do the 3rd. All right, now let's also take Ed Oliver off and see if we can get it done with just the 3rd and them 2. Okay. It's not going to work. Probably going to need another person to, yeah. They're going to want Ed Oliver or at least somebody else of that position. You might be able to get it done if you say throw Shadari in there. At least he would have an opportunity to possibly start somewhere. And that's still the 3rd on there. Okay, Shadari doesn't, and I like Shadari as a quarterback. I just was seeing his value type thing. Let's see here. I don't know of any other positions that I have people at that I will be, because Christian Benford just got here and he's playing pretty well. He played pretty well when I had him last time. Yeah, I think the smarter option is to go with the older Matt Milano and give him back Ed Oliver and just go ahead and give him the 3rd and the 6th and just be done with it and get the young rookie. And then have how many spaces? I would have 1 space open. So let's see. All right. And the trade's been accepted. JOK is now playing for the Bills. Like I said, liked him and everything like that. I just feel like myself that what a deal between the Eagles and the Bills. A lot to digest. JOK, the biggest name on the bench, the biggest man of the bunch. So let's see what this young boy is. The Sam young boy. He is a Damian Fells. So we got Damian Fells, who's going to be a superstar, I guess. He probably is going to be hidden, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he's going to be hidden. I have to play a certain amount of downs with him to see how he's going to work out. And then from what I know, the guy behind him, Isaiah, is going to be an X factor. So we have two young, ready to go Sam side linebackers. We're down a Will side linebacker, and we have two long snappers. We have Luke Rhodes and Jeremiah Trotter. So I want to see what Trotter's. Let's see if I put Trotter at Will side linebacker instead of Sam side linebacker. What would his rating be? I'm pretty sure I could work him up from there if I put him at the Will, because that's why I kept him on the squad. Yes, this is online. Emerald 227. Welcome to 51 Dynasties community. Welcome to one of the best online communities available today, where you are appreciated. Thank you for your support, and welcome into the group. I hope you're enjoying the stream. Okay, so let's put him at Will. Okay, he's at Will. They just, I guess, still had him listed as a long snapper because it hadn't reset yet. Let me back out. Okay, and Will's side linebacker is not there yet. So I guess the long snapper, well, he's not there anymore. So where is he now? All right, there he is. Okay, Jeremiah Trotter is a Will side linebacker. Comes in pretty good. His play recognition is at 74. He has good zone coverage. He has great acceleration, hit power, and tackle. His motivation and tags are very good. He's close to Jersey, which he likes. Highest value offer. So yeah, I say we ride with the youth, develop a little bit behind the stars. Because Zach Bond is still young, Fusade's still young. Devin Lloyd and Jack Campbell. Devin Lloyd is really only 4 years in. Leo Chanel's only 4 years in, and then we got the two young boys. Yeah, I like the way it stands. So I think that was a good move. JOK is not really somebody that wanted to be here, and I feel like we were going to end up losing out on him regardless. We were able to hold on to both of our first round picks this year, 24 and 25. That's what we'll be drafting at. I have seen nobody that really, stands out to me that's like, hey, I need to use my, first round picks on them. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and turn off trade deadline now that we have it sorted out. 1 second. Okay. All right. Oh, and then I got to clear the cap penalties from whatever I just did. So that'd be right here. Clear cap penalties of 20,000. All right. So I'm pretty sure that new young boy, he's not gonna be able to play this week because a lot of times they make you sit out like a week. Now we are without a 5th round defensive tackle, right? And I don't think, from what I know, there's no superstar defensive tackle young boy that I could pick up, because I do have a first. And let's see who's the baddest defensive tackle that's come out from the draft last year. That would be this guy right here, Marco Garcia, X Factor, 6'4", 297. Okay. Marco's already an X Factor. If I trade for him, Marco's gonna drop down again, and we're gonna have to play the year out. But he would still end as an X Factor. He wants the highest value offer, so he's looking for money. He doesn't like Texas's scheme fit. He might like mine. His health is at 87 for injury, a little low. Stamina's a little low at 80, so he's good, right? Let me do one thing here, because when you flip the settings, you don't want to display personal information. 1 second. Okay. So with Marco, I would be excuse me. I would be willing to trade for Marco. It just depends on if they're willing to trade him. I'm trying to see who they would want to, like what they would want for him because he's literally like their best defensive tackle. Um, if they ask for somebody, okay, so he is tradable because they're asking for Saquon Barkley, so that means he is tradable. How about for a first round pick? Okay. How about a first round pick and what are you looking for? Strong safeties, cornerbacks, quarterbacks. How about Shadari Sanders? Okay. I'm a little hesitant to come up off of 2 first round picks for one person. So how about if I was willing to sacrifice? I don't really want to sacrifice the line because that's kind of hard to replace. um, let's see here. Let's see here. What do we have in the vault? What do we have in the vault? If I was to send him Fusaid, Fusaid is actually 31 years old. What's his motivation in tags? Okay, he's greenlit, so he's gonna develop pretty well. He's a little bit of mix of everything with zone and pass coverage, so that's a little hesitant to kind of get rid of him. As far as Christian Benford goes, if I could, I would rather put Christian Benford in the trade and see if I can hold on to the first. If I couldn't hold on to the first, that's okay with me because of the fact that basically, you will be getting an X Factor defensive tackle in his first year for a star cornerback who is in his 4th year. So he's kind of maxed out where he's going to be. Now with Benford actually has 2 out of 3 as well with the win record, and he's from Maryland. So let's see if we were to take the first off and go with Benford. Okay. So a first and Benford would probably get it done. I'm going to give you 25 instead of 24. All right. And we just got an X Factor defensive tackle, young bull rookie in his first year. We are down a defensive tackle. Down a defensive tackle. We are down a cornerback, so something would have to happen there first. What happened? Where's my guy? Let's see. Maybe it didn't load. I know that sometimes it doesn't load. What the heck? I know they didn't just keep my player. Bruh. If they kept him, I'm seriously going to punt him to me. Like, that's crazy. You cannot do that. Did they take Benford and not send me... They took Benford, but did not send me the defensive tackle. So, I'm probably going to have to punt him here. Yeah, I'm going to have to punt him here. Because basically it glitched out. I guess it glitched out or something. Let me look. You know what? Let me back all the way out and then come back to the franchise. Sometimes it does that where it doesn't recognize your trade quality right off the bat. So let's do let's see where we are. If he's not on the team, that's only fair that I get to punt him to me. Okay, there he is. All right. Marco Garcia comes in and he is super happy. He likes the scheme fit and he knows he's going to get paid out. Okay. So we are down a cornerback. So let me see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 cornerbacks. That's not going to do. We're going to have to go a little bit stronger on cornerback. With the Will side linebacker, I'm not really too worried about keeping 3 cornerbacks at each, 3 linebackers at each position because we have our starters and the young bulls behind them can do the daggone thing. What I would say is let's look at the cornerbacks and let's also see, who is a young. There's Witherspoon from the Seahawks, but I don't really want to go after him. There's J.C. Horn. He would make a great addition to the cornerback room because he's just playing top flight, to be honest. He wants to be close to Georgia's. He wants to be close to Georgia, Super Bowl chance from the warm weather state. His injury and health is hamstring tear. Okay, so he's hurt right now. He's out 3 to 7 weeks. So he can't even be traded for. So that eliminates him. Then there is people like Jalen Johnson they offered to me. AJ Terrell, and then there's Kareem Lassiter. Now, Kareem Lassiter is injured for, oh my God, he has a torn labrum. He is injured, hold on 1 second. He is out for the next 2 to 4 weeks. So I kind of got lucky there because I just traded him away and he's already hurt. So it kind of saved me a little bit of losing a player. I already got a down linebacker already. Let's see here. No rookies yet so far. I know there's some other guys up there, but no rookie yet so far. And then there is, there is Trevante Flynn, excuse me. Trevante Flynn has a man-to-man coverage, which is very good. He's a top 10 cornerback. His motivation in tags is he wants a big market and he wants a coach he wants on a team. He wants to be on Kareem. Yeah, Kareem Lassiter, the boy that played for the Texans. I had him for a while, but then I traded him and he got hurt, so he's not able to be traded for. Trevante Flynn, he wants a coach that's winning. I'm winning. And he wants a big market, so he would have 2 out of 3. His man coverage is 85 right now. I'm pretty sure we can get that up even higher. His zone coverage is at 80, play recognition at 81, and he has a little tackle with him. So I think Flint, I think a 30-something-year-old linebacker for a 21-year-old good cornerback is a good trade. That way we can keep it even, and we don't actually have to move things around really that much. So let's see. He's at 82. He's at 81. Let's see how far out we are. Okay. How about this? If I was willing to just straight up give you my first, but I wanted to keep him, would you trade him? Okay. What are you looking for if I wanted to trade him? They're not trying to trade him. Okay. Let's see here. So he was the first young boy that popped up. He was a star. Sometimes there will be other players below them that are better, but they don't have as high of a rating. Then there's Jair Alexander. He's about to be 30. He's injured as well. I would have brought him back, but he's injured. Darrell Woodson. I remember I was looking at Darrell one time. Zone coverage is very good. Highest value offer. A lot of them want mentors. They want to learn from somebody. But hold on 1 second. Let's go build on Jay. Well, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Selton Porter. 3747. I will be kicking games off shortly. I just need a hitter at cornerback. Lassiter was the man. I'm not gonna lie. Lassiter was the man, but he got hurt. There's nothing I can do about that. JC Horn is also hurt. I want to hold on to the first to at least have 1 first-round pick, but I can also just go really ham in free agency as well. So I would say, see if you can do a straight-up trade for Fusade for Benford, because I know Benford's good, and I know that he's going to develop because of his ability. So let's see if you can do Fusade for Benford. Okay. They necessarily don't want to go that route. I don't want to use my first. I want to kind of hold on to the first. I kind of want to do just like a straight up trade. There's AJ Terrell. AJ Terrell is a 96 years in the league. 90 man coverage, 92 zone coverage, 92 play recognition. His motivation in tags. He wants to be close to Georgia, which Philly is pretty close. Scheme fit, which we don't know he may like. And head coach win percentage, which we do have. Thank you for that. Yeah, I would say go with AJ Terrell with him being only in the league 6 years. T, what's up with you? Shout out to my moderator T. Be sure to go over to his channel, sub up, great content creator as well. AJ Terrell looks like he'll work out pretty well. His health is at about 91, stamina is at 92, so I know he'll ride it out the rest of the year. Like I said, with the linebacker, I have a good amount of linebackers that are working pretty well. I don't have a problem taking a step down at linebacker. Said the coach here. Because it'll be harder. Yes, this is franchise, not dynasty. Dynasty is on NBA. Is there any other superstars in the lineup or stars before I trade for this guy? Okay, there is him. No. just to make sure no other rookie. Eric Hyde. Okay, Eric's normal. I have played about 10 games already. Let's see here. I would say since nobody else is popping as far as superstar X Factor, it seems like the cornerbacks that are up there. Wait, Kool-Aid already plays for us. And then there's Corey Gooden. Gordon? Okay, Corey's a star, but the other guys are stars as well. They should have something where you can search with abilities. Like that should be a filter where you can search for like players due to whether they're X Factors, superstars, and stuff like that. Let's see here. Then we just did Corey, right? He was on. Okay, we just did Corey. So let's go. There's Asante Samuel Jr., right? And I had Asante for a while, but I don't think he's worth like what we're trading away. So I would say, and then there's Derek Stingley, which I highly doubt they would trade Derek Stingley. I mean, if they traded us Stingley, I would take him, but I don't think they would do that. And like I said, I also want to hold on to my first. And there's also Denzel Ward Denzel Ward from the Browns. He's very good. His motivation and tags are close to home, scheme fit, and franchise quarterback. I mean, I would pick him up, but how old is he? I hope nobody can get hurt. I heard something fall over just now. I know, me too. For real. Superstars tend to develop quicker than regular players. Jalen Johnson has a man coverage of 90 overall, 95 zone coverage, and 96 play recognition. What is his? He wants historic championships. He wants to be paid out. He wants historic championships, and he wants a big market. We have all of that. I didn't want to trade the first, but for a cornerback like that, I would do the deal. I don't know how much Fusay means to them. Okay, he basically means nothing. So let's do, say, a first round pick. Would you trade him for a first? Okay. What if I put, say, Fusay back on there? Okay. The main thing they're looking for is a wide receiver, and like I said, I didn't really expect them to trade him like that. I would say a more lateral, like side to side trade would be somebody like, let me see, Tre'Davious Ward Sr. He's a superstar as well. He has a 90 overall speed, 94 zone coverage, 95 play recognition. He wants to be top of the depth chart, which he will not be on my team, but we will have Super Bowl chance, a Super Bowl chase, and scheme fit we might have. He is currently 30 years old, so he's gonna be a little bit older. Injury's pretty good. I wanted to go rookie. I'm gonna be honest. I kind of wanted to go rookie a little bit. But I also don't have time left in the season to develop too much. So I would say for a guaranteed hitter, I would say probably Tre'Davious Ward. But that's if they want to trade me. Let's see if you can get a straight up, not Tre'Davious Ward. I would say Benford. Let's see if you can get a straight up for Benford and for Fusay. If you can do that, then you're in a very good position. Didn't I trade him back 2-2 as well? Yeah. I traded him back 2-2 as well. So let's see if you were to do Fusay, how far out will we be? Okay. So if I was to put a first with it, I can get 2-2 back. And then what was 2-2-1 again? He actually was happier on the Texans, wasn't he? He wants to be close to California. And he wants money. So I could pick him up. But then the problem is going to be with him is I'm going to have to clear a space. But I noticed that I'm carrying a long snapper here. Or I was carrying a long snapper there. I'm actually going to have to send Jeremiah Trotter back to long snapper or hire a long snapper. And then from the defensive tackle room, we got all the boys we want. I would say send them Fusaid as well as Shadari Sanders. That way we can even it out. And it'll be 52 and 52. It'll be 52 outright, and then I can hire a long snapper. Okay? I'm willing to put a first with it to get a very good linebacker. So let's see what happens. All right. And we traded away a 30-year-old will side linebacker, Shadari Sanders, a below 70 quarterback, and a first-round pick for a 84 cornerback and a 77 poly linebacker. All right. And we should be one under, right? Yep. We're one under. So I think I had an injury report going, or not injury report going. I'm pretty sure I had a long snapper that was injured, but he's not anymore. He's not injured anymore, and he is very good at his position. His long snap is 87, and I did notice something. It's an overtrade. Not really, because of the fact that what you gotta understand is Fusaid, the linebacker I traded, was a superstar. But at what do you think of the trade room number 11 to the Patriots? Oh, I'll be getting to that. At the same time, basically, I don't think it was too much of an overtrade because of the fact that Fusaid was like 30 years old, and the other guy I traded I wasn't really using like that. Whereas linebackers are hard to find. This long snapper I have, the reason why I'm gonna bring him back is because I noticed on the last hike, you know how like they hike the ball for you to kick it. The guy that hiked it threw it high in the air, and the guy had the punter had to jump and catch it. So I'm pretty sure later on that's gonna be the type of thing where they hike the ball and it goes past him, and then we get destroyed basically. Let's remove this player from IR. Let's bring him back, and that should make us at 53 now, if I'm not mistaken. 9 times out of 10. Yeah, we should be at 53 now. So let's go to long snapper and make sure he's in there before we get to a problem. Let's do, because you have to have, I guess, how the NFL works, you have to have a designated long snapper. That defensive tackle boy that I just picked up, he will not be playing today, mainly because of the fact that he's probably going to get injured. Yep, he needs a week to rest for whatever reason. When you trade for people like that, they need to rest. At Sam linebacker, we're going to leave all them young boys over there. But at will side linebacker, we're going to bring in one of my favorite Eagles, Jeremiah Trotter. And then behind him, we're also going to bring in the other guy that I traded for, Tutu. Tutu's actually going to play over top of Trotter because he has a better ability trait. And I think that was the only real move we had to do. Oh, no, we also need to bring in Benford. Benford's back. So Benford goes right there. And then we need to adjust the rush left edge. Okay, everybody's ready. Rush right edge. Everybody's ready. Rush defensive tackle. We need speed on the rush defensive tackle. So what I would say is when Garcia's ready to go next week, we may bring him in as a rusher. But for now, we're going to do Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, and Jeffrey Simmons. Nose tackle is going to be all the heavy hitters. We're going to bring in Big Vita Vea, Jeffrey Simmons, and Jordan Davis. So that'll be Vita Vea at 347, Jeffrey Simmons at 305, Jordan Davis at 336. That's 900 pounds of muscle coming at you. Okay, Leo Chenal is Jahad Campbell's at 79, so he subs in better than Leo Chenal. So we're gonna leave him in there. And then we also have Peppers, who can back him up as a linebacker, Tutu, as well as Isaiah. So we're pretty good there. And I have my man Jeremiah Trotter out there getting reps. Cornerback, we're going to go ahead and give it to Benford behind Cooper DeJean. Slot cornerback, I need a slot wide receiver if I can find that. The slot wide receiver is going to be T-Mac with McGee behind him and Marvin Harrison behind him. Power halfback, of course, is going to be Derek. It's going to be Saquon Barkley. And third down running back should be Saquon as well. And we're down a cornerback, which isn't a problem. I have yet to be in a game. Lord, I hope it don't happen. But I have yet to be in a game where basically you lose. You know what? I think for the punt returner too, I would rather. Well, no, Cooper DeJean can return punts like a mug, but I don't want to lose a cornerback. So I would prefer to bring in Marvin Harrison Jr. as the returner, along with the halfback, because I don't want. Yeah, I've been building the team's been built for a while. It took a while to kind of get to this point, but I think that I have a lot of young balls that are projected to be X factors. So when they're ready to go, like this next game right here, we should be at about we're at a 93 overall offense, 92 defense, 93 overall, 92 offense, 95 defense, and then basically it's about to be week 16 or weeks the long snapper. Yeah, you need a long snapper. You can't which is stupid. They don't let you start by subbing in a long snapper. Give me 1 second as I turn the playoff trades off. Okay. And I'm back. And we're going to do clear my cap penalties of really nothing, but we're going to clear them anyway. All right. And we are ready to go. And yeah, to answer Shelton Porter's question about, and I'll answer it while we're playing and stuff like that. Oh, well, let me show you last week first. I can't believe I tied up with the Cowboys. I ain't gonna lie. Had a couple shots. Was a little tired. And I was too greedy in the offense. I gotta play more conservative.
We'll start in Arlington. The Cowboys.
Yeah. Oh, what happened? Look at this. Couldn't believe it.
And it's the Eagles defense that comes up with the big play here.
See.
Pressure Dak into a bad throw.
I was on it.
Get some blocks. Get it.
But we tied up though. Pick six. Quinion was on it.
Surprising for all the points put up on the board that this one would end up as a tie.
We were battling it. We were battling.
Lambeau Field. Let's look in on the
you got them Rams. They got a good quarterback from what I remember. Dang, it was a snow game that he destroyed. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at Stafford. Oh, not only did he miss, not only did he shake. Look at him shake. Is that Parsons? Bro, he shook off Nick Gary. I think it's Gary. He shook off Gary and straight up hit the touchdown on Seattle and New England. Okay. MVP for nice pitch. Okay. Yeah, Kevin, that guy, I forget his name.
The Seahawks able to snatch victory from the jaws of
that Jones crazy.
In the final moments.
Wow.
Until next week, Scott Hansen, good night from Orlando.
So yeah, and we can talk about it while we're in game and stuff like that. Myself personally, I was one of the people that was writing on when I gotta get the upgrades available. I was one of the people that was writing online. Josh, thank you for the likes. Thank you for the likes. I was one of the people that was writing online that I actually wanted, AJ Brown to stick around because there was no real information about, all this crap that came out after the fact. We're gonna do hybrid. I don't want him being trained as like a passer or a run stopper or something like that. Yeah, so the thing about it was, I actually wanted to keep the guy. I was like, hey, let's go ahead and, okay, Damian Fells, hold on. Which one is he more powerful at? Run stopping? Okay, let him do whatever it is he does. If you're a run stopper, be a run stopper. I'm not. And one thing I mess up on sometimes is like forcing people to be coverage guys, Kool-Aid McKinstry. Okay, Kool-Aid, we're going to do, what are you better at? You are better at man coverage, a little bit better than zone. His man coverage is at 84. His zone coverage is good enough to be good. So we're going to keep training him in man coverage. It's probably going to help him. Yep, cross across 80. I need to stick with what they are instead of, it takes longer to train them in something else than it does to just let them be who they are. Great graphics. Oh, I understand the graphics. Hold on. Did I just get a message to pick up my wife? Okay. So, okay. Okay. So, I have to call to pick up my wife, so we will hold this game off. I am streaming later tonight. Okay. Just to let everybody know. I'll explain what's been going on before I shut it down so there can be some sort of an explanation here. Hold on 1 second. Let me see. Bell Bill DeVille. I call him Wayne. If you don't know who it is, look up the group Bell Bill DeVille and you'll understand. Joel, welcome to 5196 community. Welcome to one of the best online communities available today where you are appreciated. Thank you for your support and welcome into the group. I hope you're enjoying the stream. He is a better pass protector than he is anything, so we're just gonna let him continue doing what he's doing. Jacob, thank you for the mics. Thank you for the mics. All right. Yeah, so we will be picking up at this point playing the Rams later tonight. Like I said, I got to dip out and stuff like that. Where's my controller at right now? Is it charged? Because I just got it. Let's see. The red light didn't pop up, so yeah, it should be fully charged. So you're going? Peace. All right, T. Have a great rest of your day, man. Hopefully you come back in the next stream. And husbands, shout out to the husbands. We know you can get started up, and the wife said, "Hey, let's go." Let me see what she said. Okay, yeah. So yeah, let me break it down, and then also, okay, hopefully you will be able to come back tonight, T. I encourage everyone to come back tonight. Just to let you know before I get into the topic, the AJ Brown topic, before I get out of here. My schedule has changed again, so I do have in these next, I want to say 4 or 5 days, I have a lot more time on my hands before things maybe change up again. So I will be doing streams like this earlier. So there will be a lot more like morning, afternoon streams. There'll be a lot of night streams. Definitely night streams. And there'll be more streams. When I say streams, I mean gameplay. Sometimes there will be times where I'm just talking podcasts and stuff, to cover the news and stuff. But mainly I want to get back to the game a little bit, put some time in, press our franchise forward, and see if we can at least knock down one Super Bowl before the new Madden comes out. At least one. But yeah, let me pack this up while I'm talking to y'all. So yeah, the thing about, and I don't need this headphone either. So yeah, so the thing about it was, I don't know if a lot of people know, basically, but it was revealed today, and I'm just gonna name a couple things that are worse than what I found out today. Here's my thing. AJ Brown was a very good wide receiver. I'm not gonna take AJ Brown was a great wide receiver. I'm not gonna take anything from his. That's right, VBFL. VB4L. The thing about it is, I'm not going to take away any basically abilities from AJ Brown. I feel as though he's a good wide receiver. He has talent, but number one, he myself gave up on the team. I feel as though when you look back at plays, because a lot of people don't know, when you have 3 wide receivers, the quarterback knows where the ball's going before he comes out there. Okay. And a lot of times AJ Brown will pull up on a route. And if you're not running full speed on a route, a lot of times cornerbacks can pick up on that. I know if I was playing cornerback and I saw a guy run half speed, then I know he's not getting the ball. Because unless he's cutting or something like that, he's not getting the ball. So that's a dead giveaway to screw over our offense, right? Second of all, he was arguing with the quarterback. That is unacceptable. Okay. It's kind of like arguing with your manager on the job. He is the leader of the offense, whether you like it or not. If you want to argue with him, you argue with him in private, off the field. It happens several times. That's a problem. Third off, he argued with the coach. There was at least 2 or 3 different times there where basically Nick Sirianni and him was going back and forth with each other. I remember one time on the sideline they were going back and forth. And then I remember another time where it was like leading to a tunnel or something like that, where they were arguing. So that's number 3. Number 4, he basically was reading a book, not a playbook, but a book. Okay. And I'm all for, I tell everybody all the time, be sure to check up on your mental, physical, and spiritual health. Okay. That is important. But what you got to understand is when you are on the field to play, you are on the field to play. Okay. If you want to read a book about spirituality or mental health or even the Bible, okay, do that on your own time. Pull out the Microsoft Surface, look at the play, and see how you can help the team. Okay. The last thing that I recently just found out, my hand of God today, I reposted on Twitter. AJ Brown admitted to leaking information to the media. And I don't mean that in like some kind of like shadow rumor way. He said out of his own mouth, right? I would argue with the quarterback too. What you mean? Okay. I don't blame him. He has Jalen Hurts quarterback. I'm just joking. Anyway. At the same time, the T is always coming with stuff like that. As far as when I say when you argue with the quarterback, let me put it to you like this, okay? The quarterback is the general, okay? You finished every year with 1,000 yards. We had you break, I think, Megatron's record of 125 consecutive yards in like 2 games. You were number 1. You are a captain, okay? I'm about to bounce in a minute. You are a captain. The 4 things that I just listed are not captain material. And I'm going to say this to kind of put the nail in the coffin. If you don't believe me, look on my page, look on Twitter. I will repost it again. Okay. AJ Brown admitted in the interview that he did with that woman that basically he was leaking information to the media. I will actually, you know what? I'll read it to you right here because I know a lot of people always go, no, it's just blah, 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 blah. See, people that don't be on Twitter with everybody else don't really recognize what be going on and they think we just say that. Can't the quarterback argue with the coach for considering running play? Here's my thing. Let me put it to you like this. Let's say the arguing with the quarterback part, y'all feel as though you can do that. Let me ask you this right here. I'm going to show you the tweet. Well, I'm not really going to show you the tweet. I'm going to tell you when I retweeted it. You can go to my Twitter page. Okay, let me find it right here. Okay. I retweeted this tweet from this interview from 6 hours ago, and I'm going to read it to you. It says, A.J. Brown, the new Patriots wide receiver, admitted to leaking stories about the Eagles to the media to motivate the team. It was done purposely to give us a push. It gives everything legs to push everyone to be better. I felt like it was okay to do. Okay, here's my thing. At one point, I was saying that he is T.O. 2.0, and he was. But to be honest, I give T.O. more credit than him because at least T.O. was in a situation where it was like, okay, he argued with Donovan, but then, contract time, he decided to go to the Cowboys and yada, yada, yada. But to openly admit that you are passing information to the media, bro. Think about that for a minute, okay? Set aside emotions. Set aside whether or not you don't like the Eagles or something like that, right? To openly admit, and I'm shutting down my stuff, I'm about to close this out here. To openly admit that you were passing information to the media, come on, bro. We can't be doing that. I don't care. There is no way to justify that. There is no way so you basically telling me every time somebody would say, oh, the Philadelphia Eagles, they're not doing well, or the Kevin Patullo thing when all that stuff was coming from you, bro. I'm shocked. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still shocked about it right now. I can't really. 1 second while I grab my book bag. I can't really believe that this guy was doing that for real. I'm being 100 with you. I can't believe that Big AJ was they're on my headphones. And y'all can hear me while I'm doing this too. I can't believe that Big AJ was doing that. I'm still shocked myself personally because I thought he was better than that. I never would have dreamed Kevin let the team down. Don't get me wrong, Kevin Patullo let the team down, but look, put it to you like this. I don't know if everybody's ever played sports. I played a little bit. I played professional. I didn't play in the NFL. We played gymnasium, football, and basketball. But we were taught that what goes on the team stays in the locker room. It stays in the house. Okay? You don't sit up there and say, hey, I got a problem with the team. Let me call up the NFL Network, and spread rumors about basically, what you call it? Let me call up NFL Network and spread rumors about the team. You see what I'm saying? And here's my thing. It's not one of those, all that other stuff that's been reported about A.J. Brown and his personality, or I should say personality, his personal choices. I'm going to leave it at that because I ain't trying to catch a strike. I'm not going to get into that. Okay, that's between that man, his bedroom, and his life. But when you openly admit to spreading rumors about the team, you hurting yourself more than you hurting us. We got our first round pick back. And if you don't believe me as well, look at what the Patriots have already won through. Kevin Boutte, who is a wide receiver for the Patriots, wants to be traded. And why does he want to be traded? 9 times out of 10, because he knows it's about to be the A.J. Brown show where every pass is going to have to go to him. I mean, yeah, you're right, but if the defense saw that you running the same plays, you think this would... It doesn't matter whether or not you're running the same plays. You gotta... Yeah, we got Lemon, too. It doesn't matter. Look, I'm going to tell you like this. Nothing is justified. All right, let me ask you a question. In football, right? In football, it is not justified to go to the media, period. It's not justified. You're not supposed to do it. Keep it to yourself. Deal with it in-house, okay? That's football. You don't sit up there and say, oh, well, I'm having a problem with the coach. Let me go call up NFL Network when I get off the field and tell them what's going on, Mekhi Lemon is better than A.J. Brown and Devontae combined. He is the GOAT. I can't wait to see how it works out this year. But before I get my head chewed off by my wife, I'm going to go ahead and shut this down, get on up out of here, and I will talk to you guys later today. Hopefully you all can come back. Thank you, Shelton Porter 3747. Thank you, Wyham 5750. Thank you, T. Thank you, Manny. I thank everyone else that was here. Let me shout out the other person I saw here in the chat that was communicating. Give me 1 second here. Thank you as well to whoa. Thank you for that, T. I was like, what is all that? No name. Thank you for showing up as well. Thank you for supporting the stream. I want you guys and guys have a blessed rest of your day, and I will talk to you in a couple of hours. Peace.